Hey everyone, it's Kelsey aka Real with Mrs. B, and I'm back to looking at our taxes once again. Now, I have used TurboTax since I first started working. When I was a dependent on my parents, I used TurboTax with them, and that was just what I was used to. And it was really nice to just do it all online. It is very user-friendly, very easy to use, and then if you use it consistently, it can transfer over your previous tax information to the current year, and if you have the same employer and stuff, it kind of saves you some steps. So I've had no issues with it whatsoever. And that's what I started with, but I figured since I'm now on the Dave Ramsey plan and everything, and I'm gung-ho about saving any money I possibly can, I might as well put the effort into looking at other tax services. Now, we don't have a lot of complications with our taxes. We don't own a home, we don't have dependents, we don't have a business, things like that. So I'm not very much into going to see a tax professional, so I figure I can just do it online. So I've done a previous video on TurboTax versus, what was it? Credit Karma Tax. And if you look in that video, it was more beneficial to use a TurboTax. The numbers varied, which I was actually quite surprised about. So I had a little bit of time today and decided to go ahead and try H&R Block and see if there was a difference there. So since I had already had my information into TurboTax, I just made everything, a half screen, and then just basically copy and pasted all of my same numbers into H&R Block. And there is a nice feature in H&R Block in which that you can take a picture of your W-2 form and they can import it for you. And it was really cool that I could actually upload the PDF of my 2015 TurboTax information, and they were able to transfer over all of that information. So they're very user-friendly for that. And I would say it's very similar to TurboTax and how you import all the information. It was very easy, and they do have, I really appreciate, let's see if I can see one. They have like a button all the time in which that they'll explain it to you if you don't understand, like, where is this number coming from, things like that. Both TurboTax and H&R Block do that, so that's nice. One thing I didn't like with H&R Block is sometimes if I accidentally clicked on something because I wasn't quite sure what it was, it wouldn't get me out of that. For example, when I was going through the tax credits, there was one that I was kind of like, I don't know if that applies to me or not. And I clicked on it, it was like, I don't know, savings credit or something. And when I clicked on it, it started asking me questions. I was like, no, that doesn't apply to me. And I went back and it wouldn't let me go past that. It wouldn't let me just be like, no, that doesn't apply to me. I don't know how really to explain it other than that, but that was kind of frustrating. And then there was a few things that I was like, I don't quite understand. Now both TurboTax and H&R Block do require for us, and it could be different for you, to pay for their deluxe version because of our health savings account. It says that I won't be able to do that with a free version, and therefore you have to pay for the deluxe version, which is quite frustrating because it really isn't that much more details for us. So that is more expensive. And then H&R Block does have a lot more options that they try to get you to buy services, to help you in case the IRS contacts you, and for identity theft, and for this and that and the other thing. Both of them, TurboTax and H&R Block, required us to pay for the deluxe version of the federal and then also pay for the state version. So for both, it's about equivalent, I think. Now H&R Block is about $95 we have to pay, and I don't remember how much it was for TurboTax off the top of my head. it had to be around the same. Anyway, but let's go to the most important part, how much they are both asking for federal and Wisconsin refund. Now, federal tax due for TurboTax was about $1,500, and for H&R Block, it's $1,700. I honestly have no reason, I don't know why there's such a big difference. I literally copied everything from TurboTax into H&R Block, and I really can't understand such a significant difference. And then the Wisconsin return is exactly the same. I did find it funny actually when H&R Block, when I was going through them, you know, I started with my first few. We had a lot of W-2s this year. I think it was 7 of them. And I was going through like the first 3, and after each one it'd be like, oh, you just added like $300 to your tax return, you know. And then after like the 3rd one, it stopped telling me that I was adding anything because I knew that it was just going down. And I honestly, I might have missed it, but I didn't see anywhere on the page in which it was telling me a current amount for like federal, how much I owed or how much I was going to get back. Whereas TurboTax, it was kind of always in the corner that I could see. So it looks like once again TurboTax wins. With both Credit Karma tax and with H&R Block, I was going to end up paying more. So I'm going to stick with what I know best and what has served me well in the past, and what is obviously still giving me the best deal. So obviously we'll check everything over to make sure that it's good. But I just wanted to share with you guys my experiences with the two and open up the conversation in case you want to add and talk about how these services have worked for you in the past or currently. Taxes are due soon, so you should really be thinking about them. Let me know anything down below. I would love to have a conversation with you, and I will catch you all soon in my next video. Bye.